What up, athletes? Welcome back to my channel. We are back at Timehri Airport. This is the CJIA International Airport here at Timehri, and we want to take a look at the new Marriott, Courtyard Marriott here at Timehri. So it seems as if it's completed. I was waiting for the day when I would come back and find that this hotel has been completed, and it seems that today is that day. But where are we? We are at Timehri. This is the local neighborhood. Surrounding area is a military base, and the airport complex adjoins, is across the street from this military base, Camp Stevenson, here at Timehri. Remember, this used to be a US military base back in the Second World War. Right, that used to be a US military base back in the Second World War, and the airport used to be called Atkinson Field. But now, after independence, Guyana's just celebrated 59 years of independence and 54 years, or 56 is it? 1970 to 2025, yeah, 55 years as a republic. And so this is now, that is the surrounding area, the surrounding military base is part of the Guyana Defense Force, Camp Stevenson. This is the Welcome to Guyana sign here at the entrance or the exit to the airport. And of course, one of the first roundabouts, Guyana, the land of roundabouts. This is one of the first roundabouts you encounter when you leave the airport complex. But we're here to see this. This is Courtyard Marriott. It has been under construction for about, 3 years? A number of years. At least probably 3 years. And it has now been completed. We've been visiting this construction site regularly, like once every 2 months, 2 to 3 months. And now we came back to see the completed building. So Courtyard Marriott is the second completed Courtyard Marriott. There's a third one at Ogle Airport being constructed at Ogle Airport called the AC Marriott. But this Courtyard Marriott is the second of the three, and it is located on the campus, on the compound, on the complex of the CJIA International Airport. There you can see what is the southwestern end of the building. This airport runs kind of northeast to southwest because the wind, that's the direction of east, south, northeast, and that's the direction of southwest. And the wind is always coming from the east or northeast, and that's why the runway is lined up that way so that you can take off into the wind. But let me give you a good view of the Marriott in relation to the airport. So that is the jetway. The jetway is located about, 50 meters or so from the entrance to the Marriott. There is this exit, this road that allows you to exit the complex, and after passing onto that jetway, turning off of the airport complex out towards the airport complex, you get to this Marriott. You can walk from the arrivals area over to the Marriott Hotel, this hotel, in about less than 5 minutes. So that's where it is located in relation to the airport. As you can see, the colors, the final colors, are very, very similar to what was in the initial poster. So they had a billboard where they showed the colors of the airport, and the final colors are actually very, very similar to what was initially proposed. So it is in fact very much within the design initial details. There's a parking lot here, and of course at the entrance there is a guard hut, which is still, I guess, to be completed. But this is what it looks like. This is the entrance area, the lobby area. Seems to be completed. Now there's the orange color on the ceiling. The building itself is two shades of earth tones, right? So it's darker gray, and there's a lighter gray, and then there's a kind of beige, and there are highlights of lime green, these vertical lines outside of some of the windows, a lime green, and then there's the accent color, an accent color which is a kind of rust brown, right? That's rust brown, at least that's how it reads to me. Don't know what the camera is going to show you, but this is what it looks like. They're almost completed. It seems as if there's still some patches of work to be done. This is the yeah, I'm just taking some video. Yeah, as I was saying, they seem to have managed to capture the colors, the color scheme, almost the same as proposed in the, this guy apparently is looking out over the building. Yeah, so they've managed to capture the color scheme as proposed initially in the posters. They have completed what it seems like a large parking lot. Oh, and as I was saying, there still seems to be some finishing touches to be done. Okay, so there's some finishing touches have to be done. The parking lot seems to be completed. All right, the parking lot seems to have been completed, but there are some finishing touches, as I was about to point out, on the ground floor. There's still some finishing touches. The fence has to be closed and so on. So I would say it's 99% complete based on observations here. 99% complete. Now we're going to go around the other side to the west southwest side and see what the final form of the physical plant took. So on the back side of the building is where they constructed the utilities, right? All of the services, hot water, and water supply in general, power, auxiliary power, and heating and cooling and so on. And this is a pattern or a model that they have been following at most of the other sites. Here we're looking at the southwest those. Right, this is looking at the lobby area. I thought I'd take a closer look at the lobby area here. From this side. Yeah, the pattern they have followed in the past is to put these utilities on the back side of the building, and we can take a look at what they finally came up with. This is the southwest face of the building. Right, this is the narrow end of the building. You can see some details. This might look like lights. Right, so at the top there is the Courtyard Marriott label on the building, and what looks like strips of white lights on the side of the building. Now as we come around to the back, you can see the southwest face of the building. Has similar color scheme to the front, but without the accent color, that rust brown accent color on the side and in the front is not on the back of the building, but there's of course a large and solid security fence behind or beyond. This fence is the physical plant, where of course all of the utilities and so on are located. Won't be able to see over the plant, but I could probably, over the fence, I could probably reach up and show you. This is what it looks like. You can see over the fence. Now from this end I can see they've put curtains in some of the windows, right? Some of the windows have curtains, so they've probably started furnishing the hotel. Right, you can probably imagine that they've already started furnishing the hotel now that they've completed it. You can see the curtains in the windows at some of these rooms are probably already at least starting to be furnished, if not completely furnished. But yes, beyond this fence is your physical plant, and usually close to the kitchen, laundry, all that stuff that you associate with housekeeping in a large hotel. Those services have to be provided for hot water, heating, and cooling, air conditioning. All of that has to be housed in the back end here in the physical plant. So now of course you can see beyond the fence here in the gate. So everything seems to be in its final state, ready to be turned on. I thought that by now the hotel would be operational. Clearly not yet operational. But yeah, again, look at how close the jetway is. So it's actually quite close to this hotel complex. This is what the back end of the hotel completed. And maybe just some finishing touches left to be done to the perimeter of the complex, the fence, the perimeter fence. This is what it looks like. West side, and now looking at the north, end of the building. You can see, again, the narrow end, you can see the accent color peeking out from the front. That is the rust brown color. They're peeking out from the side of the building. And again, the colors grey, a darker grey, a lighter grey, and a beige with highlighted lime green. So that's it, guys. That's what's happening here with the Courtyard Marriott. The building is, I would say, 99% complete. We're looking forward to when it's going to be open. This is the neighborhood. On the other side of this fence is the hangar area for the aircraft. And straight ahead, this is the radar tower, for the airport. I can see right now there is an aircraft on the tarmac. Probably just arrived or about to take off. Might be Copa. I don't recognize the colors, but small aircraft. And straight ahead is the airport, the terminal. Now there is talk of a new terminal, building a new terminal for the CJIA International Airport. So far, it has not yet been revealed where this terminal will be built in relation to the current terminal, and those plans are still waiting to see them. But this is the current terminal and one of the aircrafts outside. So we've completed, completed the circuit around the Marriott. This is the Marriott Hotel from this access road at the airport. Right, walking. This road runs parallel to the airport, runs beside the front of the airport, and is the one you would take if you wanted to walk from the arrival terminal to the Marriott, to the Courtyard Marriott. More or less completed. I think this is going to be a hit. I think a lot of passengers who would normally travel all night to get to the airport would probably find it much more convenient to travel early and spend the night here before boarding their flights to leave. So this is kind of a very convenient. So that's it, guys. That's the Marriott Hotel here at CJIA International Airport. We've done a complete circuit of the airport. Like I said, it would be a convenient place to stay for people who want to spend the night at the airport, or who have to spend a night at the airport before departing, or for people who have gotten off of a long flight and want to rest before continuing their travel. Or for people in transit, you know, people who've got to spend a night or two to get their connecting flights. But that's it, guys. That's what's happening in the neck of the woods. Courtyard Marriott here at Tamari Airport completed, and we're waiting to see when it's going to open so we can take a look at the inside. If you want to see more content like this, click like and subscribe, share this video with friends and family around the world. Let people know what's happening here in the fastest growing country in the world, Guyana. Later!